Hey boys and girls, and welcome to reading. This week we have been focusing on practicing asking questions before we read the text, while we're reading the text, and after we read the text. You are going to have a quiz over that today after we review some practice problems. We read the story Memoirs of a Hamster. And when we were reading Memoirs of the Hamster, we were asking questions throughout the text. In this part of the story right here, I asked myself, if Pearl doesn't like Seymour, why is she trying to get him to come out of the cage? This part of the text doesn't tell me why, that question why she's trying to get him out of the cage, but later on I'm hoping to find out that there must be some reason why. Another question I had after reading, I had a question about who the character Hoover was that was mentioned in the middle of the book, and then again in the last page. And it didn't make sense. The author mentioned the name, but I never see a character that is referred to as Hoover. I figured out that Hoover is the vacuum because it says the three characters, Hoover, Pearl, and Buck. Well, I know Pearl is the cat and I know Buck is the dog, so the only other character that Hoover could be is the vacuum. So I had to use my text evidence and the pictures to help me answer that question. This part of the story, whenever the hamster was trying to find out or figure out a way to get out of his cage, this part of the story right here, it made me stop and think, well, what is his plan going to be? Pearl has convinced him to get out of his cage, but how? How is he going to get out? This part of the story is it, or I ask myself, how? How is he going to do this? Boys and girls, this is the next type of question that you will see on your test today. You will be asked to show me text evidence. Text evidence about different parts of the story. So the question I'm going to ask is, which sentence on this page tells us Seymour's plan? Well, I'm going to have to read through this story to figure out which sentence tells me what Seymour's plan is. Good old Seymour's one smart hamster. My escape went like clockwork. I moved the seed dish. So what's his plan? It tells me right here. I moved the seed dish. Then I was able to muscle the fuzzy boy to the front of the cage. I had a little trouble climbing the outside of the wheel. It kept spinning and I wasn't getting anywhere. So this part of the story right here tells me exactly what Seymour's plan is. That he's going to move the seed dish, muscle the fuzzy boy to the front of the cage, climbing up the wheel in order to get out. So this part right here is all my text evidence to show me exactly what Seymour's plan is. So today on your quiz, you're going to be showing me that the types of questions that are appropriate and being able to find me evidence to support your answer. So what I want you to do now is I want you to go ahead to your reading quiz for today, and I want you to take your time, read the questions carefully, go back in the text. Go back in the text to find your answers. I know that if you take your time, you will do great. So go ahead and get started on your quiz for today.